We are going into our Facebook event right now, so give me just a moment. Perfect, and it's gonna have me add in just a title, everybody. I'm so excited for today. Oh my gosh, you guys, I hope you have a notebook. I hope you have, get ready to write because you are gonna learn a ton. And it is so exciting because this is an area of my life that causes a little stress. I don't know if it causes a little stress in your guys' life, but it's so weird. You would think that like it should be no big deal, but it does. Goodness gracious. All right, so we are now live and we are now streaming. So we are ready to rock and roll. So hello, everybody. Welcome. I am so excited for today. I just thought, you know what? Maybe I should be in my kitchen. I'm normally not going live or doing presentations in my kitchen, but I just thought it would be appropriate for today. So everybody, you are truly in for a treat. First and foremost, thanks for joining our webinar. Wellness Revolution puts on educational series to provide information about overall our life and health in our life. And I tell you, one of the things for me is really want to make sure that my family has nutrition, but in our busy, crazy lives, often I'm not able to give them everything they need because I didn't prep right. I'm not prepared. I'm not organized. And honestly, it causes me stress. I get worked up about it and I'm going to the grocery store too often because we don't have exactly what we need. So today you are going to hear from one of my dear friends, one of my mentors, and she is an absolute rock star in the kitchen. So this is Cherise Matthews. Cherise, first and foremost, oh my gosh, is the mom to 3 amazing busy boys. Holy cow. And I know to feed kids, especially boys, man, it takes a lot of energy and effort. She's got an amazing husband, Ron, and Cherise has actually been in the fitness industry as a fitness personal trainer for 30 years. And, you know, in her early years and before that, she was in finance and financial planning. And she's realized that she had such a passion for fitness and for health, right? And for health. And eating for me is one of those things that's so important because I know food is information, right, Cherise?
Absolutely.
And so if you can decrease your stress, get organized on meal prep, have healthier nutrition, and get your body what it needs, bingo!
That's right. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
So good. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to you, Cherise. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on and joining us and educating us on meal prep.
Thank you, Kelly, for having me on today. And I just adore you and I appreciate all that you do. And you and I both are on a health journey all the time to really change the face of human health. And it's easier than you think. So today, as we talk about food prep, I want everyone first to take a deep breath and know that you can do it. Okay. I am half Greek, half Italian. So I've been around food my whole life. And in fact, if you see what I'm wearing right here, it says, "What do you mean you don't eat meats?" That's okay, I'll make you lamb. I come from a family where my sister has a restaurant. I, by no means, I have to put a disclaimer on this, am I professional at this? But what I have found is that food brings people together. And so we, as busy moms, as busy people, we don't have a lot of time always to put this meal on the table. But I have always been one to say that when it comes to food and when it comes to family, I always want to put a meal on the table and sit around that table. Now, as busy as we are with 3 teenage boys, we are at sporting events at all times. And I was sitting at a sporting event recently and all the moms are like, "Oh my gosh, I guess we have to eat out again." And I'm thinking to myself, what? Why? Don't you have everything prepped? And so this has become fairly easy. So this is what I wanted to share with you, is that food prepping saves incredible time. Think about this. You chop one meal, it takes about 10 minutes to chop a meal. But for 15 meals, it takes about 40 minutes. So you're saving a lot of time there. You're saving money. This cantaloupe right here today was $2.50. And for a small already cut fruit in the grocery store was $4. And it was probably half of this cantaloupe. So you're saving money that way. And then of course, you have less stress because you don't have to worry. It's been done for you. And then also, eating healthier becomes an easy decision. You don't have to think about it. It's already done. So this is my routine. On Sundays, after church, come home. Everyone's kind of lazy Sunday. I love to grocery shop. We have a little farm down the street as well. And I hit 2 or 3 different stores. And I bring it all home. And this is what I want you to write down. I call it Ohio. OHIO stands for only handle it once. Okay? So as it comes in from the grocery store, you're going to immediately put everything on the counter. It's going to look like your kitchen went through an emulsifier. But put it all on the counter, and then it does not go in that refrigerator until you have washed everything. And I've got some of these things here right here, these are just little strainers, but everything gets washed before I put it. If you handle it once and then it's done, instead of putting everything in the fridge, and once you put your vegetables in the fridge and you haven't washed them or prepared them, the chances of you eating them is pretty much like seeing a Cuetamande, as we saw the other day, Kelly, in the backyard. Okay, so I want to make sure you have all the right preps. First of all, you got to have some good cutting boards, and good ones. Spend some money on some of this. Good cutting boards. A very good knife. This goes a long way, and this in particular is one of my very favorite ones. It's a Cutco. It's an incredible knife. I don't even know the name of it. I have a mandolin here. This is what it looks like, okay? And I have a grater, which is a mess because I just grated these carrots with it, okay? And then what I have is I like to store almost everything in glass containers. So you can go to Costco or the local, like in Walmart, and get some of these glass containers. Everything seems to be fresher in them. It's easier to clean. It's safer, right? And that is all going to be most of the time, although sometimes I have some plastic that I use as well. Okay, so that right there, that's gonna set you up to meal prep. Now, yes, it does take about an hour, but you're gonna save a ton of time during the day. So I'm gonna show you some tips. First of all, I want to show you some of the things I've cut, because my boys, yes, they do eat vegetables, you guys. They eat it because it's super, the celery right now is super cold and crisp in this water. When cutting celery, fennel, carrots, kind of these root kind of vegetables also, what you always want to do is after you slice them, place them in water so they don't dry out. So like for instance, this is in water right now and the water is super cold. It's been in the fridge, but they're crispy. Okay, I didn't mean to really eat that right now, but I just did. Anyways, this is fennel also. If you can see fennel is a beautiful vegetable. And fennel, it's like a bulb, has giant, beautiful leaves that come up. And this fennel tastes like licorice, like black licorice. And it's really refreshing though. And you just put a little of this in a salad, whoa, okay? Or even in a sandwich. And then, where are my carrots? Here they are. These are tri-colored carrots. They're in water, okay? So they're beautiful, they're in water. And these type of vegetables you want to keep in water, okay? And then, as we go on to some of the other vegetables, my rule is this, okay? This is my rule, is you have to cut all your vegetables the way you like your vegetables cut, not the way that you've seen them somewhere else. Well, how do you like to eat the vegetables? And one thing with broccoli, see this broccoli here? I call them broccoli bits. I don't like a big giant piece of broccoli on my salad. So I cut these little broccoli bits, but I also cut broccoli, and I put broccoli as I cut it, and I'm gonna show you all this, just in a plastic bag. This is not go in water. This is for steaming or roasting or any of that, okay? And then And before we get chopping, and then I want to say this. These are snap peas here, okay? These, the kids go crazy over. They're super crunchy, and they're cleaned, they're chopped. So this is why I want to show you everything that's chopped here, because it's super simple. If you know this is all ready to go for you, guess what you do? You throw in your, I have, kale and spinach. I like to chop it really small, and I'll show you that as well. And then you grab this, little this, whatever you like to put in there, and it's done. You make a salad in literally 3 minutes. But I want to show you this. I like to chop kale and spinach because it lasts pretty long. Now, I'm in the fridge over a few days, or like a week actually, and I always put a paper towel on the bottom so it absorbs any water. You don't want wet vegetables when it comes to your salad. And if you're putting anything that I told you to put in water, you have to dry those before you put them in the salad, okay? So a celery or a carrot or something, if they're chopped like this, you have to dry them first. But this is chopped very small, and then I lay another piece of paper towel over the top of it before I close it. And this helps to keep it dry, okay? So that's that. So anything like that, make sure you have. Now, before I get going, I come home from the grocery store before we get chopping, and I just say, let this be an experience for you, okay? And what I do is I have a candle. I actually do. I light the candle. I'll stick on either music or a podcast and make this an experience. Light the candle, enjoy this process. Don't stress out about this. This is food, it's beautiful, right? Light the candle, put on the podcast, say a little prayer for all this beautiful food that you have, and then it takes about an hour, okay? All right, so what I wanna show you is this. I'm gonna show you some more little tricks too. All right, I wanna show you some of the carrot. So everyone just chops a carrot, and you can chop a carrot in so many different ways. But again, I wanted to focus on the way you like your vegetables cut, then you're gonna eat them. So a carrot could be cut in so many different ways. It literally, after you have cleaned it, in a bowl, you can literally take this peeler and peel slices right into your salad bowl, okay? Or you can chop it, have very sharp knife, right? And you can make carrot sticks out of it. It's got to be a very sharp knife. Or you can have a mandolin. And this mandolin is very easy to slice things right here, and you slice them so that they're very thin and all uniform. See how thinly this is sliced? So if it depends on you. If you like to bite into a big carrot, cut them this way. If you like to have it something a little more unique, peel it. If you like it to be very thin and small, mandolin it, okay? So you have to decide how you like them chopped and get creative, then you're gonna actually use them. Okay, I wanna discuss really quickly this mandolin, because this can be a very dangerous tool, but it is so useful and it makes your food beautiful. When your food is beautiful, guess what? You're gonna use it. This is a cucumber right here, right? And you can make them in different sizes. This is an OXO one. And you're supposed to put this top part on the vegetable so you don't cut a finger, and then you place it in here, but this is a cucumber, okay? And what I always like to do is this. On this, I keep my hand very far away, and you just make slices. It's kind of like old school, like deli slicer, in the deli department. And you make little thin slices, right? And look how juicy and good these are, right? And little. And this is the thing with this. You know that old cheerleading? I was never a cheerleader, but the be aggressive, be aggressive, right? I always have to say this, because you have to watch out for your fingers. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Because I'm telling you, it gets down and you can take a finger off with this thing, okay? So make sure you're careful with this. But the beauty with the mandolin is that you can chop anything, an onion. I chop this fennel with this mandolin. Look how beautiful that is. You can chop anything with this mandolin and make, look at this. Look how beautiful this is. This is that tricolored carrot. Pay attention, pay attention. Okay, here we go. Look how beautiful this tricolored carrot is. It's gorgeous, right? That's beautiful. And some radishes, beautiful watermelon radishes that look like this too. Makes your food beautiful. Okay, so be very careful when it comes to this, okay? And then what I want to say is this. There are some things at the store that are food prepped for you. Just buy it if you don't like to do that. Jicama is one of those things. I don't like to cut a jicama. It's worth it to me. Some of these are going to be worth it and some are not, okay? So with that, I want to show you, I'm going to move to this. I'm running out of my little space on my, you know how many cutting boards I have? I have a lot of them. But what I do is I try to use one and rinse it as I go. At the expense of all of these vegetables cut right here, I also have a trash can. And when we designed this kitchen, I wanted a trash can right here. And I usually chop my vegetables right here and slide the ends into this trash can. If you do not have a trash can on the end, then what you can do is use a bowl. This is my salad bowl, but you can use a bowl for all your little trash. Don't be walking all over the place. We're gonna get this done, okay? And put all the trash in the bowl, toss it at the end, okay? So just make your life a little easier, little tricks. And then I want to show you this. I've talked about a sharp knife and a mandolin. Be very careful when you're chopping things. My sister gets on me all the time. She owns a restaurant. She's an amazing chef, and she says, Cherise, you got to get your fingers out of the way. So I'm very, very aware of that. But she gave me a trick I want to make sure you guys know. Okay, so that just in case you ever do cut a finger, which is very possible, this is what you do. This is an onion. This is a red onion, okay? And I want to show you something here. You know, any onion, you can use any onion, but I'm using a red onion. And by the way, before I do this, these are goggles. These are swim goggles. I'm a swimmer. Most of the time when I'm cutting an onion, these things go on my face, okay? But somebody gave me a little tip, and they say you take a match and you actually put this in your mouth when you're cutting an onion and your eyes won't water. It works, okay. But I can't talk with that in there. But I want to show you something. On this onion, this is so important. There is a little skin. You know these little pieces of thin skin on the onion? Can you see that? Kelly, can you see that?
Yeah.
If you cut your finger, take this thin skin and make it, and it just wraps right around the cut. And what it does, it literally seals a cut. Get a bigger piece so you can wrap it all the way around. And it seals it. It acts as an antibiotic almost, and it just sucks everything in and helps to heal that instantly. It's crazy amazing, just so you know. Okay. Now I've opened the onion and my eyes are gonna water. I'm gonna move the onion. Bye-bye onion, and we're gonna wash our heads. Okay, there we go, there's my towel. Okay, so this is what I wanna show you with this. You're gonna be chopping, I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I want you to think of this. I want you to start with maybe just 3 lunches. You're gonna prepare for about like 3 lunches, or you're gonna prepare for 5 breakfasts, or whatever it may be. Don't get overwhelmed. Start small, and then as you do it, it becomes second nature. But my boys love fruit. Fruit salad takes a lot, it does take a lot of time to chop, and you put whatever you wanna put in a fruit salad. But if you ever do that, make sure you put citrus in there so that it keeps everything from oxidizing. We know about oxidative stress, Kelly, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Air hits it, it oxidizes, it turns brown. We want to make sure that our bodies don't, or this. But I want to also show you this. When you have a fruit salad around, your kids will eat fruit so fast. I'll cut something like this, it'll be done in an hour. My kids just devour it. But I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I want to show you this. It's phenomenal. This is Greek yogurt. I will take a fruit salad, put some fruit and sprinkle right over this. And by the way, I only put blueberries in there because my kids like blueberries, but I really think blueberries taste like feet, but that's okay. They love them. And cinnamon. And this is an after school snack or a breakfast. It's crazy amazing. But look how fast that was done in 30 seconds, okay? And the meal is done. That's why you food prep. You have these healthy choices, okay? The other thing I will say is, look how fast that was to make. Boom, there was a breakfast, there was a snack, there was, you know, something that you could grab so quickly like that. But this is another thing I always have in my fridge, and this is homemade pesto. It is I'm not gonna go into that because that's a different show. But what I wanna say is when you have homemade pesto, I mean, this can last for a long time, and you always wanna pour olive oil over the top of it so that it doesn't turn brown. It oxidizes as well, right? And this, you can put over grilled chicken. You can make it with a pasta, of course. You can put it and layer it on a sandwich if you want, whatever. But you can use it in so many different ways. You could put it over shrimp. And so, you know, you have chicken in there and it just looks so boring, but you already had this made and you got home from baseball. It's like, what am I gonna make? Boom, grilled some chicken and put some pesto over it. So easy, have that ready. I can show you the recipes, like 5 ingredients. Now, this is chopping, right? Chopping. I don't know if we even want to go into more chopping, but this is what I want to say with food prep. You have to have, like I showed you, all these things to put it in, but I use most of the time glass, but I do use some of these containers that are, they are plastic, that I will use them to actually put a salad together, or my kids take salads to school. So I'll put everything in here, boom. And on top of it, I love these little containers that I get as well. I know they're plastic as well. Someone's gonna give you some heat for using plastic. But I put nuts in here. So if you can see, these are macadamia nuts. These are almonds. I keep all of these ready to go. How many times you buy a big giant thing of almonds and you're like, it's just sitting there, do I grab them? If you have little snack packs, you would take them in a heartbeat. This one's pecans, and I have pine nuts all the time here too, and I usually do that. And this is a little rice mochi that is so good, and I usually will chop it because they come kind of big. Chop them, they put in one of these, throw it on your salad, take it with you, and I'll, you know, make the salad. Check it out. I'm gonna make this, and you can even have these ready to go, right? I'm gonna put a little fennel. Maybe I'll stick some broccoli bits. I'll stick some snap peas, right? I don't know, if you like some fruit, I don't know, blueberries, whatever. Here's the crunch, boom. And I'll put the dressing in that as well. Not in this, but in one of these. You guys, how fast if you're on the run and you just go? How easy is that? So when you have some of the tools, you'll use it, you'll run with it. Another way to do this is to use mason jars. Now, I personally don't want to eat a salad out of a jar. I don't know. I like an experience. I like to put it on a plate. I like to put it on in a white bowl. But these are really handy. These are mason jars. And like this one is a salad caprese. And you guys, I have basil. I always have basil. And then I have a piece of mozzarella, then some, you know, tomatoes, and I just layered that. Put some oregano in there, and I'll have like a Greek dressing or Italian dressing to go over this, okay? And then same here, you could throw anything you want after you've chopped everything, put it together. It's super simple. I mean, if that was sitting in your fridge, would you not go, heck yes?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. And so this is just some of my favorite things. I've got some pumpkin seeds in there. I love fennel. I've got fennel in there, whatever. But that, I don't like to eat it necessarily out of the jar, but if it's like this, boom, I've made a salad literally in 3 seconds, okay? Because this has already been done. So that is super easy to do. As long as you have everything, just go and get those. It's super simple to go get. But this is the other thing I want to show you. This changed the way my boys eat. My boys got so sick of sandwiches. I send sandwiches to school all the time. It's like, oh my gosh. This right here, you can get them at Smart and Final. You can get them at, you know, Restaurant Supply. And these are, they didn't have the larger ones. This is a paper, these are paper. So these are a little bit smaller, but what these are is that instead of putting the kids, you know, sandwich in a plastic bag, what I do is I literally take this sandwich that I already made, right? It's got tons of greens because all the greens were already cut. And I place it right here and you fold it in there like a deli sandwich. And all of a sudden, you became the cool mom. And I actually, because these are small, I actually have to get some tape on this one. But I just do this. I tape it and I make it like a little tiny, beautiful present. And that goes in their lunch. Now it's super easy, right? And you can make breakfast burritos and throw them in these, throw them in the, and so then you can literally, if you had to microwave it, I'm not big on the microwave, but whatever you do, these papers come in handy. All right, so it's about some of the resources that you have in order to do this, right? Just like this. Now, this is how this all keeps pretty fresh. In our house, though, this doesn't last long. As like I said, we've got just, but my boys eat vegetables because of this, okay? But I want to show you that what I do, I have a little garden outside. And so I'll cut, I have Swiss chard right now. Let me show you this. Whoa, 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 whoa. This Swiss chard is gorgeous. Is that not gorgeous? And this grows in my little garden out there. We're in Southern California, so we get some beautiful, beautiful vegetables. So I bring it in, I've washed it, and you can do this with lettuce as well. If you're not, you don't even have to chop your lettuce. It's easier if you do, but you don't even have to. But I'll guarantee you, you only handle it once, Ohio. So if this comes in from the garden, this gets washed right away. You bring bags in from the grocery store, they get washed right away. This head of lettuce came straight in from the grocery store. It's just, it's iceberg lettuce. It only handle it once. So this is what you do. Have it, if you don't have time to chop this, at least it's clean and ready to go. Then what I do is this. I wrap it. Now I've got the onion knife, excuse me. I gotta make sure this is cleaned off, or else my Swiss chard is going to taste like onion. Okay? And I'll just chop these. Okay? And what I do is I actually always make sure to put paper towel and fold the paper towel around it, okay? So that it'll absorb the water. And then I'll take a plastic bag and I'll place it and just squeeze all the air out of the plastic bag. See how this goes, just like this? And make sure all the air comes out. We don't want it to oxidize, right? Again. And this is how it literally is stored. Quick tip. One of my girlfriends is a famous chef. She said, take Swiss chard leaves and make enchiladas out of them. Ha! I haven't tried that, but it sounds amazing. But this, you only handle it once. Boom, it goes in the fridge, right? This right here, I washed it when it came in, and you put paper towel, and you do it once. You only handle it once. If you do not do this, I'm telling you, the chances of you doing this is, like I said in the beginning, it's like seeing a quarter Monday walk in your backyard. I mean it, okay? And you guys all know that. Everything is like every single week. Well, my intentions were so good to eat those vegetables, but they were just not washed, right? If you come home from work and you're really tired at the end of the day, you don't want to do all of that. But when this is done, boom, you can make any meal out of it, okay? So buy what you like, all right? Buy what you like, not something you don't like, and then just start testing it out. And I know that you can do this. It looks like a lot because this is a lot right now, just so I could show you the different things to do. But I really want to encourage you, start small and then making sure that you can do it. right? Because I know you can. And then from there, start adding to it. You're going to love your vegetables even more.
Oh my gosh, Cherise, this is incredible. Because you guys, do you know how much, not only my fridge gets full, and then my kids look at it and they're like, Mom, there's nothing to eat because I didn't prep it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I just went to the fridge is full. And the other thing is like the week goes by, and before I know it, some of my vegetables are spoiling. And I'm like, oh my gosh, time, money, right? It's like, okay, the commitment of time once a week versus every day is crazy.
And Kelly, I want to say, you're absolutely right. I forgot to show you this. So there are certain things that you always make, right? There's just some certain things you love. It's on your weekly menu that you do. Think of the ingredients and whatever's in it. And if there's something that can be chopped before, chop it. You're going to use it. This is a little jar of shallots. And I use shallots more probably than the average person. I make a phenomenal little, it's a dressing with this in it. And so I can't stand to chop a shallot. I don't really like to do it. When this is done, it's done. That's why whatever you cook on a weekly basis, think of the ingredients and what can be chopped. If it's always calling for an onion, I'm telling you, I chop onions all the time. Get them done once and they're done. Boom.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Cherise, before we depart, how about a tip or two on like your protein prep? Any sort of meat, whatever that people can do in advance. I know we're not going to really go into that in detail, but if you could give one or two tips, what would that be in that preparation?
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Yes, so protein, super important. As a fitness trainer also, I just really do believe that you need that protein. And well, at least I do. And so this is what I do. So I also prep with protein. I don't like any processed meats necessarily. So I like to I actually order from Butcher Box. So it's all grass-fed, grass-finished beef. It's all organic chicken and turkey, and it just comes to your house there. But what I do, for instance, I have a barbecue outside, and I also have a pan that, well, I don't want to grab it out now, but I have a barbecue outside, and on Sunday, I will take chicken, and I literally, it's this easy. I butterfly the chicken in half. I put a little avocado oil because that has a high smoke point. I put a little sea salt and pepper. That's it. And I throw those on the grill at low heat because you don't want anything charred. That's not good for you, right? And then I throw them there and I take them off. I foil them just to let them sit for a bit. And then I don't leave them in a big giant. You guys are not going to eat that way, are you? I wish I had one with me. I literally slice the chicken in slices, and because you could still put it in a sandwich if you're eating a sandwich or whatever. But I slice them, and I take it in a glass bowl, and I just have them sliced. And don't just throw it in there. Make them look nice. Just slice them and put them all in there. I'll do the same with steaks. We have fresh caught salmon. My boys bring back like hundreds of pounds of salmon from British Columbia. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And with that, I don't usually prep that fish. I don't really like the fish afterwards, but what I do is this. In the morning, think about what you're going to have for the evening. It takes 2 seconds to think about maybe what protein you're going to have. And if it's fish, if it's something frozen, if it's chicken that's frozen, anything else, you grab it out, and like a piece of fish, I'll stick it in water to defrost it, and then it's ready to go. And so just know that it doesn't take a lot for that, for the meat as well. I've also done things in these beautiful pans back here. I've made soups or anything else, or I'll even put some chicken with some enchilada sauce, like green enchilada sauce. So it just cooks it down so it's shredded. And then I have a whole giant bit of shredded, almost like tortilla-ish, Mexican style shredded chicken. That is great on everything else. To put in burritos, to stick on anything else. But just don't let that overwhelm you when it comes to the protein. Make it easy.
Oh my gosh. And if I could give my 2 cents, is our mornings are the craziest. And so I often forget to pull my protein out if I haven't thought about what I'm going to make the night before. So the night before, I think about what are we going to have the next night? And then I write myself a sticky note or something, like take out the salmon, something. Because otherwise, if I didn't plan what I'm cooking, I tend to like go, oh, I'll think about it later. And then it's 4 o'clock and it's frozen.
Well, exactly. And you can do is, if you know the night before that the next night you're going to have salmon, take it out that night, put it in the fridge. Awesome. Take it out that night, put it in the fridge. So don't just because it's frozen, do not get overwhelmed with that. I mean, my meat comes frozen. So people go, oh, it's frozen. You guys, it does not take long to defrost. And I do not defrost it in a microwave. I'm not about that. So, but anyways, it's easier than you think. And especially if you have sliced chicken, I mean, you can use it for all sorts of different things. So it's easy.
Oh my God. You guys, I mean, was this absolutely amazing? I mean, anything from eating healthier for you, for your family, saving time, saving stress. I mean, the amount of stress of thinking about what you're going to eat.
Yes.
I just had a conversation with my daughter because she said, you know, Mom, sometimes at school people make fun of me because you make my lunch. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't I? Want you to eat healthy. And she's like, well, I don't know. Other parents just are like, you know, make your own lunch. And so she's like, my friends never come with anything healthy and sometimes don't even bring lunch. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the more we can prep, the better.
The night before, you guys, this stays so fresh. You make this the night before and you make a bunch of these and throw them in there. You know, or little burritos, whatever it may be, so they can, when they come home, they can just heat one up. You guys, make it the night before. It will lower the amount of stress in your household. Trust me. And just know that you can do this. Do not get overwhelmed. Start small and then have fun with it. What do you love? What are the beautiful fruits and vegetables and everything that you love?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, incredible value, Cherise. I mean, I can't even believe it. And like we started, food is truly information, you guys. So putting the right nutrients in your body, it'll fuel your body. Again, as a physical therapist, I know brain health, that if you're putting in junk, you're going to get out junk.
Absolutely. And I do want to encourage you also is that when you do this, I want to encourage you to make a meal and sit around the table. Talking about lowering your stress, it is proven that when you're sitting at a table in community with other people, your stress gets lowered. But if you're too stressed on what you're going to make, it won't happen. So do this so that you can do that and relax.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, what a gift, everybody. So I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This was amazing education on so many levels. And you guys, please share this with other people that you think, oh my gosh, this mom, this dad, whoever needs this information, because I do believe it can be way simpler than we're making it. And honestly, Cherise just knocked it out of the park, showing us truly how simple it can be. And so the last is, if you want more information, and I know Cherise and I were talking a lot about kind of oxidation of your vegetables and what happens to the food, it happens inside our bodies as well. And I would encourage you, whoever invited you to take a look at this webinar that thought you would really resonate with you and fit into your life, ask them for more information about how you could optimize your health, because this is just one way. And ultimately, as we know, it takes a variety of things so that we can all feel and perform our best.
Absolutely, Kelly. Thank you so much for having me on.
All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your evening, your day, wherever you are. And we appreciate all of you coming in. Have a good one. Good night.
Good night.